What's up, Gemini? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. I had dental work like 3 hours ago and this side of my mouth is like a little bit numb, so I feel like I got the Drew Barrymore mouth. Do you guys see that? We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna roll with it. Here we go. Alright, stop looking at it. It's weird. I'm just kidding. Alright, Gemini, we're going to read your tarot cards here today. As always, guys, here on YouTube, I do general messages. That means that not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you every week. Know that in advance, but why not come into this reading with an open heart, with an open mind, and a desire to grow and better yourself. If anything doesn't resonate with you, please release it. Assume it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it. Other than that, let's try and have some fun. You guys are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, here we go. Here we go. Gem. Happy lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. I'm sure you guys are feeling it real strong. And yes, I did say happy. Let's keep the vibe high. I know energies are intense right now. There's a lot going on for, I think, the collective. But no reason to not be positive. Embrace the changes that are coming in, and we're going to roll with it. We have no other choice. We're going to do it, and it's going to be fine. All right, here we go for Gemini. Ooh, I just saw Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of your deck, Wheel of Fortune. We'll take it. All right, here we go. I wonder if I mentioned Drew Barrymore for a reason. That actually felt kind of significant as I'm shuffling these cards. I keep kind of, I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Gemini, holy cannoli, you're starting off with the Ten of Pentacles. That's a great way to start, and it's your foundation. You're coming from a place where there is abundance and something, I'm hearing the word richness, and it could be money-wise, but it doesn't have to be. So if you are struggling with finances, then it might not be finances, but it may have to do with having a very strong connection to your roots or ancestry, having some sort of solid foundation where you feel like you are either provided for, maybe materialistically, but more in a sense of when you call, your people come. They come to your aid. You are well supported in more ways than one, more ways than you know. Some of you may have just gotten a new house or acquired new land or a new job that pays you a lot better. That's awesome. That's a great way to start. Ooh, card of victory, Cancerian energy. We are headed into Cancer season in another couple weeks, but first of all, I neglected to say happy birthday to all the Geminis, especially my cuspy Geminis. If you have some Cancer in your chart, maybe this is coming up as you. The Chariot, and Mars is going through Cancer, so there is sort of I guess I'm wanting to say kind of leaning into that more Cancerian energy with the more assertive version of it, which typically, we think of Cancer as kind of like these passive little crabs that run and are scared, and that is one side of Cancer, but we have to remember there's that whole other side that is fiercely loyal, fiercely protective of their family. The Cancers that are a little bit more amped up, they'll come at you if you come at them, right? So I'm obviously not suggesting like quarreling or fighting, but there is something a little bit more assertive and a little bit more masculine, right? Whether you are male or female, there's something about sort of putting on your brave face and moving ahead confidently. Quite simply, it's a card of it's a victory card. It's a card of victory, balancing your dark and light energies. And moving forward, this is the car, right? The Chariot, driving ahead, moving along. So, I don't know, maybe you're commuting here and there more. Maybe you are moving to a new home or a new property. Maybe you're going on a sick vacation, right? Dishing out some serious coin to go on that dream vacation as the pandemic is tapering off ever so slowly. It's very optimistic, very hopeful, but obviously be safe, right? Be safe. All right, and moving ahead. What is Gemini headed into? Awesome. Clarity. Peace of mind. You're through the thick of it. And this is technically in your future position. So you guys might still very much be in that sort of put on your game face, being your own cheerleader, giving yourself little pep talks in the morning or looking in the mirror like, okay, you got this. You're going to go in and you're going to crush the interview. You're going to ask that person out. Whatever it is, it's like, Capricorn had a really similar message, and this card came up in Capricorn's reading as well too. So there's something about needing to be at peace with yourself and confident in your own skin and in your own body, and maybe that's something that for the longest time has been a bit foreign to you, but something about this lunar node, wherever Sagittarius falls in your chart. So if you're Gemini rising, that would be your 7th house for most of you, again, the general whole sign astrology, but Yeah, there's something about moving away from, and I mean, the North Node is in Gemini. Let's just acknowledge that too. So especially in the coming weeks when there is the solar eclipse in Gemini, that's more of like a point of destiny collectively. The North Node is in Gemini for everyone else. For you guys, though, it's like on steroids. It's double that. So yeah, moving away from something that maybe was keeping you stuck or keeping you just kind of in the in-between, maybe not feeling like you had a sense of purpose or a sense of direction. I see that changing, and you might be in the phase now where you're willing to take that risk that maybe for the longest time was put on the back burner or just wasn't the main priority, the main focus of your life. I see you moving forward with something challenging in the next few weeks, but it will be worth it, and you're going to be so glad that you did. Moving from those rocky waters to the still, calm, cool waters, if you will. And because there's swords being carried on the boat, essentially there's something saying that if, we're coming from the Five of Swords, which is a little bit conflicted. It's confusing energy, mental confusion, especially with swords. But sometimes the Five of Swords doesn't have a great connotation. It can be sort of, backstabbing energy, winning at all costs, or just doing something and then talking yourself out of it, or regretting it, or looking back and questioning, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This is moving forward with a decision confidently and quite literally not looking back. There's a really powerful, strong energy to these cards this week, so I love it. In fact, you have a great spread. Past, present, future. I would even say, too, you may have recently graduated, whether that's literal or in metaphor, from some sort of job or some sort of position where maybe they did treat you well, maybe the money was good, but your heart just wasn't in it. You're moving away from something that gave you a lot of, I'm hearing solidarity. I don't know if that's the right use of that word, but it provided you some sense of stability, a solid foundation. There was a chance here for growth and longevity. The irony is I think a lot of you chose to walk away from it, and there's nothing wrong with that because the energy you're headed into is this. So by moving away from this, sure, maybe it was, again, maybe the price was very dazzling, the sticker, the price tag, the salary, or whatever this is for you. It doesn't have to be money related, but for a lot of you it might be. This could even be, living with your parents, the groceries are taken care of. You always have a ride to the airport, whatever, like living off living off the fat of the land. Isn't that Of Mice and Men? Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there may have been a sense of either luxury or ease, right? If you're living with your family, a lot of you are going to take that scary step to be more independent, to be like, you know what? I'm so grateful these people supported me or whatever, but I'm ready to do this on my own, because it's almost like there's something you need to prove to yourself. And I like that because that's the only person you need to be proving anything to, other than the divine, right? You don't need validation from anyone else. You don't need anyone's permission to move forward with something. You seem to know something in your heart, and this time you're going after it. And the thing is, I don't think the idea is brand new. I think it's something you've been toying with or grappling with for a while, but I would say in the coming weeks, maybe month or two, you're going to start seeing huge progress and strides in a new or right direction, away from maybe what is quite comfortable or what is scary to leave behind. This is a great card. Whatever you're leaving, I'm not saying don't stay. I'm not saying that at all, but I understand why you would want to stay here. Because in a sense, if this is your message, and it won't be everyone's, there's something kind of comfy about this. There's something rather comfortable. And I'm by no means saying you're wealthy living in mansions, though some of you might be. But there's something about this. The stability was really, really good. But in order to stay here, what were you sacrificing? Something that your heart was asking you to move forward on. That's powerful, Gemini. I like that a lot. All right. What is it that... I'm trying so hard not to worry about this mouth thing, but it's weird. I'm not even sure I'm going to post this. We'll see, because it's weird. It's weird. Damn, it's a great reading, though. Maybe I will. Y'all promise not to make fun of me in the comments? Here we go. Here we go. Vanity of YouTube. Here we go. Something Gemini needs to release. Something Gemini needs to move away from or not rely on so much, distance themselves from. You know what's so funny? When I said that, I almost heard Capricorn. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's something romantic. It might be a consistent and steady person or a consistent and steady job, but it's moving too slow. Or, hold on. In fact, give me one more on this, because I could see this in a couple ways. So there's another message here of, and please don't be offended. Y'all know I say this with so much compassion. The idea of waiting for things to be handed to you, or if it's not handed to you, if it's not the sense, and I don't mean entitlement. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not shaming you guys in that way. The lack of clarity on moving forward with something simply because your heart tells you it is so, or you know it to be true. Again, there's this filter a lot of my Geminis seem to be putting something through where it's like, well, I want it, but what do mom and dad think? And what does brother and sister think? And what does my boss say? And what does my best friend think? The idea of, if it's not being handed something, I think more or less it's being granted permission or support to do something, when I think the universe is really trying to get you to just focus on you. What do you want? Because the great thing about that is when you know what you want, you can go after it. And as I say in the tarot readings, but you're accountable and responsible for it. So you get into this slippery slope where when you don't have other people's permission, you put yourself in the I told you so from people around who disapprove of you. But then again, you have to wonder, well, why are you even listening to that in the first place, right? You know, if you're surrounded by I told you so people, you need to upgrade your friends, right? Even your family, right? If you are not with people who love and support you, and there's nothing wrong with asking for someone's opinion, but that's simply what it is. It is an opinion. It is not necessarily a truth, and it certainly isn't necessarily your truth. Confide in the small few people you know, love, and trust you and support you and have no ulterior motives. You would be surprised. Your family probably does, right? If you are close to your family, they want to keep you nearby, right? They're not trying to be selfish. They love you, Gemini. But again, where is that impeding your ability to move forward and grow and develop on your own? I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound way harsher than I intended to, but I'm just sort of hearing it as the following. So earmuffs if you're sensitive. Stop waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. Stop waiting for the universe to hand you gifts. Chase them. Get in your car and go find them. Seek them out. Does that make sense to you guys? And again, that's a tough love message. I know we're all fighting our own individual struggles and battles, but where can you compensate a little bit more to be more of an active participant in your own life? And I will say this too. I love this card. This is a great card. This is my favorite. Are we going to go out on a date card? With this card, I would say absolutely. And it's a good offer. This person is serious about you. Now, here's the catch. Because for my Geminis, this is coming up into what you need to release or let go of. That need for absolute security and absolute answers. I would say the downfall of the Knight of Pentacles, while he is very responsible, very reliable, will get the job done, he's not a risk taker. And the reason why I'm telling you guys, you know, you have free will, but you also have full authority and agency to make decisions that are right for you. The reason why I'm saying I think you guys need to take a little bit of a risk in something that would bring you happiness, there's no fire here. Fire is what ignites us, what excites us, what propels us forward. The Chariot will help you do that, but you need that spark of motivation to get, you know, metaphorically get in the car and go there. I just keep wanting to say there's something very comfortable about this. The Ten of Pentacles, why would you walk away from this if you didn't have to? The thing is, in a sense, I'm not saying this is going to be taken from you, but we can only stay in a 10 for so long before the cycle restarts. So sometimes that's a relief. When we're in 10 of Swords and we've been painfully struggling with something for X amount of years or months, we get to the 10 of Swords and we're like, oh, thank God it's over. This is not a thank God it's over. This is more of a thank God it happened. This is amazing. My life just got upgraded. I've really enjoyed this chapter of my life, this period, whatever it is, this week, this month. This is great, but your next challenge is already kind of beckoning you out. It's calling to you to go after this thing. And so that's what I mean. It's cozy, it's comfy, it's reliable, it's stable. But what good is it doing for you to progress you spiritually, Gemini? You might need to take a small risk. And you may need to move forward with something without having all the details figured out yet. I know that sounds really scary, especially if you have strong earth in your chart. If you have an earthy moon or something, right? How your moon sign is how you seek comfort, your stability, how you nourish yourself. If you have a moon and an earth sign, moving away from this scares the shit out of you, right? I totally get that. So again, you need to make decisions that are in alignment with what you need, what you want, and in a sense, what is going to challenge you, but also offer a safety net. I'm not saying you cut ties with everything in one day, right? You know, baby steps add up, but I would say not having a game plan in your little Excel spreadsheet mapped out this, that, and the other thing, that may actually work for you in the long run. Have some plan, but I don't think it needs to be every day, every hour, every minute. There's something about be a little bit more loosey-goosey. And also with earth energy, it's sunken in the earth. It's very heavy. It's very formalized. It's very planned. Again, that very youthful Gemini in spirit, right? I think that serves you well. I mean, that's where the North Node is headed. So don't lose that excitement for life. What inspires you? What is mentally stimulating? Lean into that, but don't just think about it. Move towards it. Put some sort of plan into action to achieve those dreams, those thoughts, those ideas. And last but not least, here we go. What does Gemini need to embrace or lean into more? If this is release, this is sort of embrace. You need to release your worrying too. You guys may overanalyze things to the point of exhaustion. And yet your energy this week is all powerful. It's like, yeah, make that decision with confidence because it's right. You know it's right. Why are you questioning it? I think other people make you nervous. Other people make you question your intuition. Very intuitive. The Chariot, one of the best cards for intuition. He doesn't have a roadmap, right? He doesn't even have the reins in his hand. He drives the Chariot forward with his mind. His mind is where you receive those connections, right? Being an air sign, those intuitive hits from the divine or whatever you believe in. You're driving the Chariot. Stop passing off the responsibility to someone else, right? Tough love. I know, I'm giving you tough love. Your wish fulfillment. What an amazing way to end your reading. What you need to lean into, what you need to embrace more, your long-term dreams and wishes. And with this card, he's got that fiery red hat, right? Red representing passion. Following your dreams, following your passion. There's such a confidence to this card too. It's, again, this is reminding me of the Capricorn reading, so if that makes sense to any of you out there, definitely recommend checking that out. It is already posted. There's such an ease. There's a confidence here, but it's not someone who enters the room and needs to show off. It's someone who enters the room and they're very poised. They're very comfortable in their own skin. So I think with that, there can be a sense of intimidation when you walk into a room here, but it's almost like you have nothing to prove. You're very content with who you are and what you want and what you're going after, and that's great. I think that's really what universe is trying to get you to see with the energy this week. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. If anything, this is a week saying, hey, do the internal work so you can get to this mindset of, yes, I can. Here I go. I'm going to do it this time. All right, Gemini, this is a fantastic reading. You have, I think, pretty much all my favorite cards here. So, hit the like button if you like this video. If it resonates, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I will see you next Thursday for more tarot. Bye.